What's going on, guys? I'm Renegade, and this, as a lot of you already know, is a 2001 Kawasaki EX500, also known as the Ninja 500. If you're subscribed to me, you already know that I'm in the process of customizing this bike. Well, we're getting there, slowly, bit by bit by bit. And I have to apologize if you are subscribed, if you have been following this build, that my last few videos have been kind of jumpy and lots of cuts and covering multiple days. The weather has been nice for a few hours and then rainy, and then I've got things I've been doing, you know, work, and it's been a lot, so I'd like to apologize. I do want to try and make decent videos, you know, all in one nice smooth day, and so we're getting there. Today we're working on the Ninja. Got another project going on here. Now this is one of those normal projects that everybody seems to do. It's kind of on the top list of things to do to your sport bike, but I'm going to do it with a slight twist. Got these blinkers, which don't really work very well, and all this wiring, I did separate it, but all this wiring was hanging down here with electrical tape hanging down, almost hitting the tire. Looked like a mess. But today we're going to get rid of all this and probably this and make it all look nice. As I said, an undertail kit is like the first thing that anyone does to their sport bike these days. Then it's the integrated tail light, and you know, okay. Well, as far as I know, they do not make an undertail kit for the EX500. Mostly because the inner fender, let me show you. Mostly because this piece right here continues on and comes down here, and that's where your license plate is mounted to. Now, the stock fender does go down past the license plate. I'd say it probably reaches down an additional 3 inches or so. And that's where your rear reflector is. Well, the previous owner of this bike cut it all up, not much different than I did with my XJ, and only kept the part needed to bolt the license plate mount to it. It's good, it's better than stock, but this still isn't great, in my opinion. Now luckily, the old school bikes did have an all one-piece fender, like I just showed you, compared to the modern, like, Stingray tail that modern bikes have. That, seriously, why do they do that? You buy a motorcycle, you eliminate that. That's like one of the first things that everybody does to their bike. Why don't manufacturers just start off right there? Why bolt on something that nobody wants? I don't know. I don't get it. Anywho, today, that's what we're doing. We're cleaning it up. I have here a smoked LED taillight integrated light unit for this bike that I got off of eBay. Once again, I know there's an argument buying parts off of eBay that come from China compared to buying parts from the States or buying parts, whatever. Look, this is just as good of a quality as the aftermarket parts that you can get, you know, from a big company. If you go to TST, you can buy parts like this for different bikes. Revzilla, you know, but they're gonna cost more, and I'm working on a budget. So, 30 bucks? Yeah, I'll take it. Now the wiring back here had me confused for a moment because I wasn't sure what was going on with these light bulb ends and the loose wires. I wasn't sure. I looked at it last night and I figured it out. It's actually really simple. Here in the tail light, I took the seat off so you can see, got these weird little harnesses and little inserts. the bulb goes into the insert goes into the unit. That's all it's gonna be. So, first thing I gotta do, I gotta take these fairings off so I can get to the unit itself.
Hi, recording for YouTube.
Alright, so I just got the fairings off, and guess who showed up?
Me.
You're going through my phone. What are you looking at?
Picture of myself.
With the fairings off, now we can actually get to this unit and get it off and get it out of the way. It's 3 bolts, one hidden up here underneath the little tail here. And this whole unit will just come right on off. I'm actually going to have Victoria take the tail light off.
Did I break that?
No, you broke it loose. It's okay.
Holy shit. Ow. See, look, I'm already bleeding on it.
Should get to a point where it's easy to loosen it. You can do it by hand. I'm going to take this washer so it doesn't get lost.
Which way
You're
is
good.
this one going? This way?
No, other way. Righty tighty, loosey lefty. There you go. And you got one more right here.
Are you?
Yep, and that one you're going to need this for.
I like this one.
Double check to make sure that it's going the right direction, because you know how the ratchet gremlins are. That's it. Alright, so the new tail light goes on the exact same way as the old tail light does. So now I'm going to have Victoria put it on.
Gotta get in the right hole.
There, the other ones.
I put my...
Alright, ratchet's on over there.
Right?
Yep. Just go until it's nice and snug.
This is so weird. I don't like this one.
What?
It just like, it doesn't do like...
Yeah, it doesn't ratchet.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Easy way to do it. Flip it and use the open-ended side. I'm teaching her to work on bikes as we're working on her bike.
Yes. This takes so much unnecessary time.
Ratcheting wrenches are on my buy list.
Because that would make it so much quicker.
She's learning the troubles of a mechanic.
Shut up. I'm gonna smack.
Do you know how many times I've said that? Like, God damn, this is a pain in the ass. I wish I had a ratcheting wrench. Yep, make sure they're all nice and snug. Obviously, you don't need to go too far, or else you'll break it. There we go. Obviously, this all looks like a mess right now.
I did that. I did it. I did that.
This all looks like a mess right now, but everything's off. So, as I said, we've got these light bulb ends. They actually go into these gray connectors, just like the light bulbs. Makes things very easy, thank heavens. And these guys actually go into here. So, it all hooks up the same, with the exception of the turn signals, which have these wires here. We're going to take care of that in a moment. To hook this up, all you got to do is put in this end like a light bulb. Notice these grooves, one is shorter than the other. Whichever one is shorter has the nub higher up the bulb end. It's kind of a pain because there's nothing to really grab onto to get these things in. But there you go. Put it in there, semi-turn, and it's in. Alright, so the light is on. There you go. I'm going to cover that up. Brake light and tail light. This is going to look great when it's running. So on to the turn signals. All this wiring that was hacked up and then left dangling is for the turn signals. So I got to strip all this apart and get to it. Now, if you've got one of these bikes stock, chances are good this stuff's all tacked back better. I don't know what on earth is happening here, but I'm gonna strip it back and get rid of these guys that barely work. Also, we can get this in. These yellow lights, or these yellow wires, are for the turn signals. Victoria's having loads of fun while she's covering Mercy.
Just freaking cut myself on your goddamn bike.
Get yourself a girl who's willing to cover your motorcycle and doesn't mind bleeding.
You put spikes on like the front of your bike and I didn't see them and I cut myself.
Oh,
Dick.
sorry. They look good though. I know someone's really excited for new lights. Alright, so I had to figure out which wires were which because, well, I forgot to go to the wiring diagram. Little moron. But figured it out. The gray wire is power, black and yellow is ground. Because this unit is already grounded, we don't need the ground wire anymore. So we're gonna just go with this. I also found these connectors here. So I'm actually gonna solder these in directly so that if I need to take this unit out, I can just disconnect the connectors. It's the way to do it. Let me get these soldered up.
She's chipping.
Yeah, bad
Like,
paint.
Bad.
We'll get it taken care of, don't worry.
Okay.
So much easier with a knife, but I forgot mine upstairs. I'm too lazy to go downstairs and get it.
Upstairs.
Upstairs, whatever. More wiring we don't need. Always cut your wires with a little extra. It's better to have a little extra play than not enough play. Alright, now they're all wired in. That's the tail light. Babe, would you mind hitting your brakes? Brake light. Alright, and how about a turn signal? There you go. That's one. That's the other one. Now do me a favor, leave the turn signal on and hit the brake. Dig that. Yeah. Alright, so the next part of this project might be something not everybody can do. But I'm going to do it on this bike because I think it really should be done. I unbolted this whole bracket. It's all one big piece, you can see. And I am going to cut this off. We're going to cut off this unit because I'm going to put in a different setup for the license plate mount. Change the angle, make it all better. It'll be well worth it, trust me. Now, to do that, I've already cut out a bracket. It's actually going to line up here and get mounted to the fairing in place of the housing that was here. Get rid of all that. Then go right on here and clean everything up, make it all look nicer. Oh, got it cut out, got it bent roughly to get an idea. I just got to drill some holes. Alright, so I got the bolt holes cut, or drilled. I got the holes for my lights drilled. I got the holes for the license plate to mount up to drilled. I just went ahead and cut this piece off. This is the bracket that holds this guy. This bulb is for your license plate. I dropped it because it's useless. And it actually goes right here. You'll see right where I cut it off. That is just completely useless now because this is going to take its place. Now, what I did was I went ahead and ordered 2 of these guys from superbrightleds.com. Not sponsored by them. This is multiple times I've used them, but no sponsorship. They're just good and cheap. These guys cost, I think it was $1.70 each, and I bought a few of them, but 2 of them are going to be for this project. Now they've got little bezels in with the packaging, but they're just not on the bulbs yet. But they're going to go through this hole right here, and now these guys are white, so I'm going to have 2 of them to light up the license plate. It's going to work great. I just have to cut the wires and solder them into the existing wires, which we'll get to. First, I'm going to cut all this off because it's completely useless now. I'm not using any of this. Break out the angle grinder. Alright, so I got a little bit of stuff I gotta clean off, but that's cut off. It's gonna sit flush, sit hidden, not gonna see all this stuff. So now, gotta put this back on and start getting everything ready to bolt everything back together. Before that though, gotta solder these guys onto here. There's again a connector further on down the line, so that these can go into our bracket. We'll have light. Overall, it's a pretty easy thing to do if you've got the right tools. A power drill, an angle grinder, and Sharpie, some metal, and a little bit of brain power. Doesn't take much, obviously, if I'm doing it. It's a joke. But this is gonna have a real nice look when it's all done. It's gonna help the bike out tremendously. Alright, so everything is now bolted up. Let's go ahead and turn this on. It's hard to see because it is, after all, not super dark, but there are 2 little LEDs lighting everything up. See our tail light, brake light, yeah. That looks so much better than the stock did. So what do you guys think? An improvement? The previous turn signals that were on, you could barely see while Victoria was riding. She turned on a turn signal and I wouldn't know until I was right up on her. That's not safe. This, we'll be able to see. This makes everything look nicer, tidier. I am going to rotate these up out of the way too, to tidy up a little more. But much nicer, much cleaner. And look at that. No more stupid plastic bits hanging down. It's all nice and smooth. Yeah. So what do you guys think, huh? If you like it, give me a thumbs up. And if you got any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section, obviously. And feel free to subscribe. This is only one step of more of the work that I'm doing on this bike. When everything is said and done, this is going to be a one-of-a-kind Ninja 500R. Not going to be another one like it in the world. That's the goal. That's what we're going to do. As always, feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links will always be in the description as well as somewhere on the screen at some point in the video. Plus, I've got a playlist of all the videos about this bike. That link will also be in the description as well. So I'm going to tidy all this up. I got to get cleaned up. I got things to do. I got dinner with Victoria and her family later on. So, y'all have a good day. Keep rocking and rolling. I'm going to keep taking care of business.